in the space industry and how movies compare to real life. First, famous space movie. The video looks at famous movies like Contact, Interstellar, and Martian. The Martian. It explains two famous parts from The Martian. Green food. Mars has no life, so the hero used human waste as a fertilizer to grow potatoes. 2. The slingshot move. The big ship used Earth's gravity to sling itself back to Mars to save the astronaut. Part 2. Mars weather. Fact vs. fiction. In the movies, the dust storms on Mars seem to be very scary. But in real life, Mars has very thin air, so in fact, it is not scary. The wind is not strong enough to blow over heavy things. Third, the new moon race. Many countries are trying to reach the moon now. China wants to land there and stay for a long time. India, Israel, and Japan are also working hard to explore the moon. Fourth, Mission Mars competition. The video also mentioned a contest held by National Museum of Natural Science and Donghai University. The goal is for students to build their own Mars rovers with simple materials and test if they can survive from a high drop. So the conclusion, the video shows how humans use their imagination in movies while also making real progress in space science. My topic is farming on Mars, the challenges of potatoes. First, let's talk about the sunlight challenge. Besides nutrition and water and temperature, what a plant needs most is sunlight. Growing food on Mars is much harder than growing food on Earth. First, let's talk about light. Mars is much further from the Sun than Earth is. Due to the distance, Mars only gets 47% of the sunlight we get here. Potatoes are like us. They need energy. To grow well, they need 6 to 8 hours of direct sunlight every day. But on Mars, there is another huge problem: sandstorms, or you can say dust storms. The sandstorm is like a giant and fine umbrella covering the whole planet. The dust can absorb and reflect the light away, making the ground very dark for a long time. Without enough light, plants cannot make food through photosynthesis. Scientists found a place called the Joya Desert in Peru. This desert is one of the most driest places on Earth. The soil there is very similar to Mars. Second, there is no life in the Joya Desert. There are no organic matter to help things grow. The last one, minerals. It is full of salts and chemicals like sulfates and chlorides. In the movies, you might see the scientist, the astronaut, making water using a chemical called hydrogen. While this is possible, it is very dangerous for three reasons. First, extreme heat. The reaction releases a huge amount of energy instantly. It is actually used as rocket fuel. Second, toxic. Hydrogen is a poison. It can hurt your skin and lungs, and it might even cause cancer. Instead of dangerous chemicals, NASA plans to live off the land. This is called ISRU, short for In Situ Resources Utilization. Scientists discovered that Mars soils contains about 2% waters, and there are a huge amount of ice hidden in the ground, especially at North and South poles. Future astronauts might get water from drying the soil up or dig up the underground ice to get fresh water. This is much safer than bringing dangerous chemicals from Earth. 4. Why the potato? Why did we choose potato for Mars? Why not other plants? It is because that potatoes are tough survivors. First, high calories. They give us a lot of energy and vitamins. Second, underground. Since the potato is grown underground, it protects it from the dangerous radiation space rays on the surface of Mars. The last one, strong genes, because they started in cold high mountains of Andes. They are already used to difficult weathers. Growing a potato on Mars is a huge task for humans. Mars is covered in red dust that is dry, salty, and toxic. If we can figure out how to learn to turn that dust into a garden, we can use those same tricks to fix our Earth and dying farmlands. To do this, we use two main tools. First, smart water use. Since Mars has very little water, we have to learn how to save and reuse every single drop. 2. Strong seeds. We use special potatoes from mountains of cereal that are already used to cold weather and bad soil. By learning to grow food on a harsh planet like Mars, we are actually learning how to protect food for everyone on Earth. The Martian potato is a symbol of hope. It proves that even in the toughest place, life can find a way.